Greetings, 3DMJers. So, Coach Brad is coming to you today, recovering from the what I'm calling SNOWPOCALYPSE 2024. It has put the big kibosh on the training mesocycle. Um, Literally, power out for 4 days, running on generators and firewood, trees falling over on houses. And 3.5 to 4 feet of snow needed to be removed basically daily. And I do a lot of caring for my in-laws, and so got to move that snow for 2 households, not just one. So I have some high-level coaching adjustments that are going to be brought to you today to the coaching mesocycle. So I guess first, why don't we just kind of go over what I did get done prior to SNOWPOCALYPSE, right? So here we are. It's week 4 of training. This is basically the first real volume week, all right? And workout 1 was done on, like I said, in typical fashion. Monday, Tuesday, I got some training footage for you. Did not do the competition bench press for a single. Like I mentioned in the last training vlog, the shoulders are still feeling just a little bit beat up as I'm getting into volume. So I forego and did not do that on that day. Okay. However, did work up to the sumo deadlift on the program, was RPE single at RPE 6. So here's that 440. And it felt a little bit heavier than it looked. Really practicing my setup, trying to do the same thing every single time. And basically, I called that a 6.5. I was sure that I could do, basically 3 more, but I was not sure about 4 more. And so then the spreadsheet basically calls for 80% of projected 1 rep max using that 440 at a 6.5 RPE. So calculated 390, got myself 3, but I videoed 2 of the back downs. One of the back downs, I'm practicing my hook grip, and you'll see here on this set that my grip slipped just a little bit between rep 3 and rep 4. However, was able to recover, get the last 2 repetitions in, and then, of course, got the last back down, but with Versa grips. Decided to go ahead and throw those on. I use Versa grips a lot for my rep work, but hardly ever do I use them for my singles. Okay. All right. Next up was the reverse hyper, 90 pounds, and this is a new piece of equipment that we have at our gym, our local gym here. And I love this piece of equipment. So I went the hyper extensions and using the reverse hyper. Now I do these, what I call bodybuilding style, which basically means, as opposed to the traditional powerlifting way of kind of swinging that thing like a pendulum, right? I like to kind of pause at the very bottom, explosively go on the concentric. I fight it on the eccentric. It doesn't look like I am, but I am fighting it. And then I pause so that my hamstrings and my glutes will get that moving again. Okay. 2 sets of those, got those here for you. And then on to both seated and prone leg curls. Myself, I like to do kind of both, I guess, call it angles, both resistance curves, whatever. The seated curl, especially with me leaning forward like this, it tends to put a little bit more stretch on the hamstrings, right? And then, of course, the prone one as well. So those are the 2 sets that I got there, and then finished up with calf raises, standing calf raise to be exact. And took this one to failure, and then got the ever popular Bernie post failure partials, right? So that was the training session that I did get footage for you guys, and did manage to get workout 3 here, squat and comp bench with some delt work. as well as workout 4, worked up to 455. On the program was RPE 7 for deadlift. And then, got some back work done there. And then, of course, Snowpocalypse happened. So now is where kind of the high level, I guess you might say, coaching adjustments come in. As I switch over here to the calendar, let me shrink myself down here, get myself out of the way. All right, these black areas, those are complete. All right. And that being said, the way that training should look, let me put this black here so that we can know that that is complete. The way that the training should look is very much like the green cells. This is the introductory cycle. 5 days done, Monday through Saturday, right? Started off good here with week 1, then Snowpocalypse occurred. So the way that I'm going to make my adjustments is basically I'm going to finish up that microcycle the following week and then stretch out week 2, as you can see here. Just like most powerlifting coaches, I like to plan out my entire macrocycle right up to the meet. Now, what I do that's a little bit unique is I always kind of plan for life to happen. And so I plan for a punt week is what I call it. That way I can do things like I'm going to propose here, or if we need a week off or we need we get sick, something like that. I always put in there what I call a punt week. And so basically we're going to kind of do this live here so that you guys kind of get a glimpse of what I'm doing, kind of behind the scenes. So I was projected to start the intensity cycle right here on the 18th. However, with week 2 being stretched out over the course of a week and a half here, this is going to end up being week 3 of the volume cycle. So that's going to move the projected start date of the intensity cycle here. All right. And then the way that is basically going to make the entire macrocycle look is I'm going to lose my punt week and everything is going to be bumped down. So let me move myself out of the way here again. What we're going to do here is we're going to unmerge these cells, and then basically just bump everything down, right? So the intensity cycle is going to start here, week of March 25th through the 30th. And then, of course, the volume cycle is going to be 4 weeks instead of 3 weeks. All right. And then the peaking cycle, instead of being projected to start on April 8th, is going to start on April 15th. So then here again, the intensity cycle will be as planned, unless we have another snowpocalypse, and then we'll have to get really creative. And then the peaking cycle will run right up to what I call peak week, right up to the meet. So that is basically the adjustment that I'm making here for the accommodations of Snowpocalypse, right? So the way that basically lays out on the calendar, I just got done week 1, workout 5. I will then get week 2 done every other day to kind of let my body heal up. My body is manageable, but appropriately sore and beat up from, essentially tons and tons and tons of snow removal, and just needs time to recover. So we will then continue right here will be the projected start of, I'm just going to copy and paste this. That's probably going to be the easiest. Of week 3, workout 1. All right. So with that all being said, let's just do a quick check-in for you guys as far as the prep goes. So we'll switch over here to the overall protocol. First of all, here is Snowpocalypse, right? Check out these steps. Almost 40,000 right here, 39,345. Then followed that up with just short of 35,000. and then 21,000 the last day of Snowpocalypse. So as you can imagine, right here in red, I didn't even track my calories. With no power, we couldn't cook anything. We ran out of firewood right here on the 30th. So it was a lot of clean eating, a lot of carrots and fruits and vegetables and canned goods, right? Got back on things here on the 4th, and then you can see that body weight's projected to be about 171.8 for the week, down about a third of a pound. Probably going to end up being even a little bit less. So basically, want to make the 165 weight class, and so with just about 10 weeks, I've got about 6.5 pounds to lose. So still, very doable. And then here's the plan for the training right here. Just going to kind of go every other day week. This should actually be week 2. This should be week 2. But yeah, I won't bore you guys with the spreadsheet adjustments. So, all right. Coach Brad coming to you post Snowpocalypse with those training adjustments. Hopefully you reap some benefit from that. And until next time, gang, thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye now.